Hi students, good morning everyone. Now we are going to talk about Unit 3 Periodic Classification of Elements. First one, Division of Periodic Table. First one, Division of, wait. First one, Division of Periodic Table. The periodic table is divided into 4 blocks. Very important. The periodic table is divided into 4 blocks. Mainly the S block and B block and D block and last one F block elements. The periodic table is divided into 4 block elements. Mainly the S block elements, B block elements and D block elements and last one F block elements. First one, what is the S block elements? Listen, what is the S block elements? The elements of group 1 alkali metals and group 2 alkaline earth metals which have NS1 and NS2 outermost electronic configuration belong to the S block elements. Very important point. Group 1 the elements of group 1 and group 2. Group 1 is called alkali metals and group 2 is called alkaline earth metals which have NS1 and NS2, the outermost electronic configuration, belong to the S block elements. Therefore, general electronic configuration NS1 to 2. There are all reactive metals. With low ionization enthalpies. They lost the outermost electrons rarely to form +1+ ions. In the case of alkali metals are 2+ ion. In the cases of alkaline earth metals. Listen, there are all reactive metals with low ionization enthalpies. They lost the outermost electrons rarely to form +1 ion in the case of alkali metals. Or +2 ion in the case of alkaline earth metals. The metallic characters and the reactivity increases as we go down the group. Because of high reactivity, they are never found pure in nature. The compounds of S block elements, which the exception of those of lithium and beryllium, are predominantly ionic. Next one, B block elements. Listen, my dear students. This is basics. Next one, B block elements. The B block elements comprise those belonging to the group 13 to 18. And these together with the S block elements are called the representative elements or main group elements. The outermost electronic configuration varies from NS2 NP1 to NS2 NP6. Therefore, general electronic configuration of B block elements, the general electronic configuration of B block elements NS2, NP1 to 6. This is general electronic configuration of B block elements. Listen, the outermost electronic configuration varies from NS2 NP1 to NS2 NP6. The general electronic configuration NS2 NP1 to 6 in each period. At the end of each period is a noble gas element with a closed valence shell NS2 NP6 configuration. All the orbitals in the valence shell of the noble gases are completely filled by electrons, and it is very difficult to alter this stable arrangement by the addition of removal of electrons. The noble gases thus accept very low chemical reactivity. Preceding the noble gas family, are two chemically important groups of non-metals. There are the halogens, group 17. Here, halogens means fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine, and the chalcogens, group 16. These two groups or elements have highly negative electron gain enthalpies. These two groups of elements have highly negative electron gain enthalpies, and rarely add one or two electrons respectively to attain the stable noble gases configuration, and rarely add one or two electrons respectively to attain the stable noble gas configuration. The non-metallic character increases as we move from left to right across a period, and metallic character increases as we go down the group. Next one, d black elements. Elements in which the d orbitals are completely filled are called the d black elements. General electronic configuration is n-1, d1 to 2, ns1 to 2. Properties. Source catalytic properties, forms colored ions, source paramagnetic properties, and forms complexes. They are often referred to as transition metals as they are placed between metals and non-metals, and also due to the catalytic feature. And last one, F black elements. And last one, F black elements. Elements in which the F orbital is completely filled are called the F black elements. The general electronic configuration of F black elements ns2 n-1 d ns2 n-1 d 0 to 1 n-2 f 1 to 10. Inner transition metals are known as F black elements. They have incomplete d orbital electronic configuration in the normal state and in their oxidation state. There are generally radioactive elements. Trends in physical properties. We will be studying atomic radius, ionic radius, ionization enthalpy, electron gain enthalpy, electron activity, oxidation states, and chemical reactivity. First one, atomic radius. It's a very important atomic radius. The atomic size generally decreases across a period as for the elements of the second period. It is because within the period the outer electrons are in the same valence shell and the effective nuclear charge increases as the atomic number increases. The result results in increased attraction between nucleus and the electron. Atomic radius decreases from left to right. Left to right as principal quantum number increases. It is also increases down a group as the number of cells increases. Atomic size left to right are increases. Lithium, beryllium, boron, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine size increases. Next one. Variation of atomic size so to that of alkali metals. Listen, lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium. Atomic radius 152 and 186, 231, 244, 264. Atomic radius left to right increases. Okay, up to pattern decreases. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Next one, ionic radius. The removal of an electron from an atom results in the formation of a cation, whereas gain of electron leads to an anion. A cation is always smaller than its parent atom, while a anion is always greater to its parent atom. This is due to electron-electron repulsion. Isoelectronic species are those species which have two or more species with the same number of atoms and same number of valence electrons and same structure, regardless of the nature of elements involved. The cation with the greater positive charge will have a smaller radius because of the greater attraction of the electrons to the nucleus. Anion with the greater negative charge will have the larger radius. In the case, the net repulsion of the electrons will outweigh the nuclear charge and the ion will expand in size. Next one, ionization enthalpy. The quantitative measure of the tendency of an element to lose electron is given by its ionization enthalpy. It represents the energy required to remove an electron from an isolated gaseous atom X. It is ground state. X is a ground state. In other words, the first ionization enthalpy of for an element is the enthalpy change for the reaction. X convert to X plus electron minus. The ionization enthalpy is expressed in units of kilojoule mole inverse. We can define the second ionization enthalpy as the energy required to remove the second most loosely bound electron. X plus converted into loss of one electron, S2 plus and plus one electron, remove the one electron. And the energy is always required to remove electrons from an atom, and hence ionization enthalpies are always positive. The second ionization enthalpy will be higher than the first ionization enthalpy because it is more difficult to remove an electron from a positive charged ion than from a neutral atom. In the same way, the third ionization enthalpy will be higher than the second and so on. The term ionization enthalpy, if not qualified, is taken as the first ionization enthalpy. Energy is always required to remove electrons from an atom, and hence ionization enthalpies are always positive. The second ionization enthalpy will be higher than the first ionization enthalpy because it is more difficult to remove an electron from a positively charged ion than from a neutral ion and neutral atom. In the same way, the third ionization enthalpy will be higher than the second and so on. The term ionization enthalpy, if not qualified, is taken as the first ionization enthalpy. We will find maximum at the noble gases which have closed electron shells and very stable electron configuration. On the other hand, minimum occur at the alkali metals, and the lower ionization enthalpy can be correlated with the higher reactivity. Shielding effect. It's a very important 3-mark question. Define shielding effect. In multi-electron atoms, the electrons are present in the outermost shell and they do not experience a full positive charge. Hence, there are shielded or screened away from the nucleus. For example, in the same subshell, the B electrons will get shielded away by the S electron, as P electron is away from the influence of nucleus, and hence it does not experience a complete positive charge. Ionization and atomic radius are correlated in second ways. First way, the attraction of electrons towards the nucleus, and second way, the repulsion of electrons from each other. The effective nuclear charge experienced by a valence electron in an atom will be less than the actual charge on the nucleus because of shielding or screening effect of the valence electrons from the nucleus by the intervening core electrons. The attraction of electrons towards the nucleus and the repulsion of electrons from each other. The effective nuclear charge experienced by a valence electron in an atom will be less than the actual charge on the repulsed nucleus because of shielding or screening of the valence electron from the nucleus by the intervening core electrons. And anomalies. 2s of lithium is shielded away. The 2s electrons in lithium is shielded from the nucleus by the inner core of 1s electrons. As a result, the valence electron experiences a net positive charge which is less than the actual charge of +3. In general, shielding is effective when the orbitals in the inner cells are completely filled. The situation occurs in the case of alkali metals which have single outermost ns electron proceed by a noble gases electronic configuration. When we move from lithium to fluorine occurs the second period. Successive electrons are added to orbitals in the same principal quantum level, and the shielding of the nuclear charge of the inner core of electrons does not increase very much to compensate for the increased attraction of the electron to the nucleus. Thus, across a period, increasing nuclear charge outweighs the shielding. Consequently, the outermost electrons are held more and more tightly, and the ionization enthalpy increases across a period. As we go down a group, the outermost electron being increasingly further from the nucleus, there is an increased shielding of the nuclear charge by the electrons in the inner levels. In this case, increase in shielding outweighs the increase in nuclear charge, and the removal of the outermost electron requires less energy down a group. It is easier to remove 2p electrons from boron than 2s electron of beryllium. The first ionization enthalpy of boron is slightly less than beryllium. It's a very important question. Though the former has a greater nuclear charge. When we consider the same principal quantum level, and s electron is attracted to the nucleus more than a p electron. In beryllium, the electron removed during the ionization is an s electron, whereas the electron removed during the ionization of boron is p electrons. The penetration of 2s electron to the nucleus is more than that of a 2p electron. Hence, the 2p electrons of boron is more shielded from the nucleus by the inner core of electrons than the 2s electron of beryllium. Therefore, it is easier to remove the 2p electrons from boron compared to the removal of a 2s electron from beryllium. Thus, boron has a smaller first ionization enthalpy than beryllium. It's a very important question. First ionization enthalpy of oxygen is less than nitrogen. Why? The smaller first ionization enthalpy of oxygen compared to nitrogen. This arises because in the nitrogen atom, 3 2p electrons reside in different atomic orbitals, and so whereas in the oxygen atom, 2 of the 4 2p electrons must occupy the same 2p orbital, resulting in the increased electron repulsion. Consequently, it is easier to remove the fourth 2p electrons from oxygen than it is to remove one of the 3 2p electrons from nitrogen. Students, watch this video 2 or 3 times so that you can understand the concept well. Students, today's homework in chemistry, 4 questions. First one, explain S black element, and second question, explain B black elements, and third question, explain various ionic radius, and fourth question, explain ionization enthalpy. Here I give 3 questions for you, so you have to think and answer these questions, and write these questions and answer 3 times in your homework note, and also write test in your test note and send it to my personal WhatsApp number. Thank you, students. God bless you.